Welcome, everyone, to another episode of AIME's Grow and Get It. I'm Tom Ahles, President of Growth within the AIME organization, and I get the honor and privilege today to talk with my man, Enrique Braunschweiger. Hopefully I said that right. From Southern California, broker owner of First West Financial. And today we're going to dive in on things that we both believe. Enrique and I connected a little earlier in the week, and he said, man, there's a lot of people struggling right now, right? There's a lot of things to where we always like to keep positive energy and, hey, we're all doing great. But the fact is, everybody knows business is down. So Enrique, he's a caring individual. You can tell by his personality within our group. He's always willing to help people. He said, man, we got to make sure that people know and see something different of what they can do in this market on transitioning. Maybe you had some refinance business prior and now we're focused on purchase business. How do you effectively, utilize some of the tools that we have to go out and grow and get it and get new business? So Enrique, thank you, my friend, for taking the initiative, not only reaching out to me, but really caring about our community and wanting to see people do well. I can't thank you enough for the integrity of the person that you are. And really excited to have you on this episode today. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and how do you use some of these tools? How can we help our community go out and grow and get it?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I do care about people, and I was new once, right? I was a brand new broker once, and I struggle more than once in my life. And I've had a lot of help from a lot of people, some people who are part of AIME and others who have moved on. And, and I appreciate the help that they've given me. And now I feel that there's a lot of people who can really use the help. So I'm in Southern California. I own First West Financial. I have a group here. We have about 11 team members, 11 loan officers and processors and everybody here. And this is my 17th year in the business. I've always been a broker, always been an independent broker, and I love what AIME has done for my business, for my career, for my exposure, for just helping us thrive and the partnerships that we have. And I'm a big fan of AIME, and I love to participate, but I'm also a big fan of brokers, right? I think that, as always, we talk about brokers really the way to go, and I'm protective of that. But lately we've noticed that the times are tough for a lot of people, and what I realized recently is that I've been around a while. But there's a lot of people who haven't, right? Maybe a lot of people got in the middle of the business, in the middle of the refis. They've never had to connect with partners. They don't know how to go out and door knock and do the things that we have to do in order to build a business. And then I realized, I'm having to go back and do all those basics. It's like going back to training camp. I have not had to get on the phone and call agents and do some of these things in a long time. And I had to find better ways. I've had to figure out a way that how do I separate myself from everybody else? The joke around the realtors is that don't answer your phone on a Monday morning because it's probably going to be a loan officer asking for business, right? How are we not going to be that person? We don't want to be that person asking for business on a Monday morning. So that's kind of how it all came about. And I've been doing a lot of different things. I put a webinar recently, about 250 people showed up. And it's just simple, easy techniques that we're doing as brokers that are helping us with business. So I'll jump right in. The first thing I want to tell people is that you need to get clear in your mind value. What is value versus what is not value? If you ask loan officers, brokers, retail, they tell you value. What kind of value do you bring to your partner? And they'll tell you, well, I close on time and I'm always available on weekends and I always answer my phone. And I'm here to tell you that's not value. That's your job. That's your minimum requirement that you're supposed to have, right? The problem is the standard has lowered. So even realtors think, oh, I get a lot of value from my loan officer because he always answers the phone and he's available on weekends. We have to take that advantage and say, you know what, if they think that's value, wait till they see me, what I'm going to bring to the table, right? Wait till I show them what I can do. And what we're finding is really going back to basics, picking up the phone, calling real estate agents, making partnerships with them, but not with the usual, hey, I have great rates and I have great turn times. Well, like right now, nobody has great rates and everybody has great turn times, right?
So, right. Nobody has any. The business is down. They better have good turn times.
I mean, even the bad ones are underwriting in 2 days right now, right?
Right.
Our partners are underwriting in minutes now, not hours, minutes. Well, so what we've learned is that we want to be able to bring some value to these relationships, right? One of the ways that I tell people is right now the big buzzword here has a lot to do with the financial side of the transactions. Realtors have not cared about rates and payments for years, and now they're paying attention. And now you realize they have no clue. So there's a lot of tools out there that allow you to print, flyers and financial tools. And there's different companies that do that. I use OSI Express, List Reports. I know Bear Habib has a system. They're all very cheap, $50, $60 a month for subscriptions that you can sign up. And we take those tools and we get on the phone and we call these agents. That's how we're kind of connecting with them.
Yeah. So you're providing value through when you're, it's one thing to call. And exactly like you said, I think this hit home for me because I went to, it was like a master leadership group. And the one thing that everybody was saying is like, you have to know your value proposition. If your value proposition, exactly as you said, well, our rates are lower, our speed's great. Like you said, that's not really value. That's an entry level. You have to step up your game in this market and create a partnership. And in order to create a partnership, you've done it well. For those that haven't followed Enrique to see what he does, he always shares a lot of his information publicly too. But it's through education, right? We have the tools, as he mentioned, a couple of them. We have a lot of partnerships with AIME that can help provide this to you too. But education is key right now, right? We must educate and change the mindset from an industry when everybody's fearful, scared. Like before, 100%, as you said it, nobody really cared so much about interest rates. And truthfully, they still don't. It's just something else to talk about to feel as a barrier of entry. Where we need to educate them, and where you do an amazing job with it, is saying, let's look at this. 6 months ago, yeah, the rate might have been 0.5% less, maybe even a point less, but you had to pay $30,000 more for the house. Right now, based on paid closing costs, you can do your due diligence, you can get an inspection. There are so many things right now where it's not a seller's market, whereas a buyer, you can actually have due diligence time.
Right? You couldn't even get offers accepted here in California.
100%, right? I mean, it's finally switched, and right now is the ideal time. When I think back to 2010 for me personally, right, everyone was still fearful, right? If you remember what it was like, then you've been around as long as I have in this industry. It's 21 years for me. I remember everyone was still fearful and like, I'm going to wait until I don't know if the market's done. Look at what happened from 2010 to 2020. People doubled their equity within a 10-year period, right? Nobody cared really what the rate was. It's like, you're going to pay a housing payment. If I pay $3,500 a month in rent, what is my rate? Like, it doesn't matter. You have a payment to make. And the simplistic fact is, from an education standpoint, what can you arm your agents with to give them something of value? Simplistic. Here's a flyer showing that homeowners have an average generational wealth of 40x what somebody does that's a renter. That's a piece of value that you're adding to them. So when they're having that conversation with somebody that maybe was looking 6 months ago and is unsure, you're helping arm them with the words that you can educate them on, that they can educate their clients. And you've done a great job with that, right?
There's about 4 or 5 services out there that are going to give the broker the ability to go into the MLS system, take the number of the MLS, create these pieces in minutes that are going to have not only the pretty pictures that the realtors like, but realtors are finally open to learning. It's like, hey, show me a financial, to show me something with prices. There's flyers out there with buy down options, temporary buy down options. This has become, some of our vendors have gone really quick at creating some of this stuff, and you got to go out there and use it, right? And the reason is because realtors for many years didn't care about these things. So one of the techniques that we always encourage young brokers or even old brokers to do is pick up the phone, even if you're calling agents, and ask them, say, hey, I noticed you have a listing at 123 Main. It's been there. You haven't sold it. It's been a couple of weeks. Hey, do you have any financial tools? Can I offer you something? No strings attached. I have some stuff that is going to show payments. It's going to show buy downs. That may actually help you get some of those houses moved. You'll be amazed the response of these realtors is, hey, you know what? I really don't have any of those tools, because all the realtors have is the softwares that the brokers provide. They're designed to create these beautiful flyers that have no meaning. There's no meat or potatoes in it.
Right.
We have pieces that we can provide that actually have more information. I've also been doing quick webinars on what is a 2-1 buy down, what is a 3-1 buy down. Is a buy down good to go permanent? Is it better to go,
A short term.
temporary?
Yeah.
We're not necessarily dictating, but we're trying to educate people.
Right.
We have to really educate people about the whole situation with the rates. My mantra right now is that I really don't care that the rates are in the 7% because I have access to get rates into the 6s and into the 5s. If
Right.
you can get me a seller that is willing to help us out, we can get the buyer into a 5 or a 6% rate. It's just a
100%.
matter of learning ways to do that and
Right.
utilizing our partners. Call your account executives, have them teach you how to use the tools, how to
Yep.
use them. I just had a account executive do a webinar for my staff to teach them how to sell 2-1 buy downs. I didn't even have to do it. Our partner did. The
Yeah,
guy from
100%. Yeah.
UWM did that for me, right?
Yeah.
So we got to be able to educate ourselves and then educate those realtors. And getting back to basics, right? Somebody was talking about going to open houses. I was never a fan of doing that. I'm telling everybody right now, get in your car on a Saturday, spend 2-3 hours, go out and drop off some donuts and business cards and go introduce yourself to realtors. You will be amazed how much they want to ask you questions. They're going to start asking you questions. Hey, what are rates doing? And what do you think is going to happen? And tell me about this temporary buy downs and how does that work? They want to know these things because they're scared and they're desperate. Realtors are worried and they want to have this education.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, and especially when talking for people that are looking at a way to start, right? Enrique touched on a very good thing that helped, and I did it personally. Find a house that's been on the market for 30 days, right? It hasn't sold, and after 30 days, any seller is going to be thinking, all right, I got to drop the price. Everybody that's toured that home, they have a list of those people. When you provide them with a document, here's Mr. Seller, selling agent, here's my buy down sheet. They'll take that buy down sheet and ask them to reply all to everyone who's shown it and send it to them. There's a lot of people that stop looking because of the built-in fear, although they know what's going to happen in a year or 2 years down the road. More than likely, rates are going to come back down. We're back to a settled market and things continue. We have the ability to help educate our partners, create value, and at the same time, build your business, right? And that's what you've been doing, Enrique. That's why for a long time, positivity spreads positivity, leading through education, and doing the work, right? Execution is what it always comes down to, right? It's we have it. I know there's a guy on our team. They call him Canva Daddy. It's kind of funny. He builds the same flyers all the time on Canva, and he does exactly what you're saying. He goes out, shares it with the agents. It helps give them something to talk about, and then they have questions. The more you empower people through education, the more you become the person that they look to for sound financial advice, right?
Absolutely. And there's help out there. I was talking to a young man right before that we started recording. He just became a broker 6 months ago, 5 months ago. He came from a call center environment. He's never had to call realtors. He doesn't know what to tell them. He doesn't know what he's going to start doing that. And we gave him some direction, and he like, wow, I didn't even know these tools existed. We have vendors. We have Barry Habib's that thing. You can print flyers directly from the MLS.
Yes.
OSI Express will do it for you. List Reports will do it for you. Canva, you can do that as well. Got to go back to basics, Tom. That's just the reality. Even the old dogs like me, we got to get on the phone and we got to go out and knock on some realtor doors because I need to cast a wider net.
100%.
1 or 2 realtors is not going to do it for me right now. I need to go out and get 15, 20, 25 because they're not busy. I need to get more.
Yep, 100%. Enrique, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody within our community, for joining us for another episode of AIME's Grow and Get It. Every week we're here Monday, noon Eastern, or if you want to catch up on some of our past episodes, go visit our YouTube page at aimnational.com. Enrique, man, way to go out and grow and get it. Way to care about our community and give something back. Really appreciate you. Hope everyone has an amazing rest of your week. Have a good day.
Thank you.